Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today's puzzle is by Sumanta Mukherjee, and I think we've featured him 3 times on the channel, but always with Simon doing his puzzles, so I get to do one today, which I've christened Night Time, because I want to keep reminding myself that there's a night's move constraint in it. Now, we'll get to that in a minute. There's also some funky red dots. We'll have a look at them too. But I do want to say this is a very exciting time for the channel in terms of what's out there. We have got the puzzle, well, the setting of a Sudoku that we showed in Jovial's video today on the channel. And it is an absolutely fascinating watch. What really intrigued me the most about it is the illustration of Edison's principle about genius being 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration, revealed in the fact that for days, basically, Jovial kept rejecting ideas until he had the right idea. And I think puzzle setters across a lot of genres could learn from that, frankly. So I was really intrigued by it, just absolutely fascinating. Now, furthermore, we have on Patreon Simon Solve of the Thomas Snyder classic that I struggled with, or his walkthrough of it, which is really interesting to see the different approach he took. Clearly his was much better. I'm not proud about that. We have coming out soon on Patreon Demono's April reward puzzle, follow up to Everything is Roggen. We'll have a crossword video soon, my monthly struggle with the Times Monthly Club special. Just tons of stuff going on, loads of content, not to mention our apps. I think we've now finished work on an update to the Thermo app, which should be out in a week or so, I would have thought, maybe even sooner, and very pleased with that too. So anyway, loads of content, loads of stuff to look forward to. And this puzzle by Sumanta Mukherjee, as I say, also called Anu, but I think we've called him by his full name on the, or her, I don't know, actually, sorry, by their full name on the channel before, and very happy to keep doing that. Now, there is a knight's move constraint, so no digit can see another of the same digit a knight's move away, so this can't be a 4 up here, for instance. There are a few few cages. Let's start with those, sorry. They do happen to have thermos in, but I'll mention the thermo rules in a minute. The cages obviously add up to the number given in the total. Now, from along the thermos, numbers must increase from the bulb to the end. In the middle here, that is the bulb for all 4 thermo lines. So that must be smaller than all of those digits. And now these red dots, they join a pair of cells in which one must be divisible by the other. That's it. It's a sort of very loose Kropke black dot constraint, because the divisibility doesn't have to involve the number 2. So I'm going to watch out for that. I don't know if we're going to get into that at the start or at the end or halfway through. I have no idea. So do give it a try on the link below the video. I'm going to try now. Let's get cracking. How do we get cracking? So these cages add up to 30, so these add up to 15, these add up to 28, these add up to 17. I'm making use there of the knowledge bomb that the numbers from 1 to 9 add up to 45, and they occupy every row and column grid. Now, if those add up to 15 and those add up to 14, is that telling us anything useful about the central box, which looks key to this whole construction to me? But I'm not sure that it is. Maybe I need the knight's move in some way. These 4, 5, 6, and 7, they all seem very deliberately different. And they're all looking at 2 each of those cells. I don't know what it means. I mean, a 1 in either of these red cells would effectively create no restriction at all. If these have to add up to 15 and these to 14, that's 29, including that one counted twice. So these would add up to 16 if that was a 0, which it obviously isn't. So they add up to 16 plus what is ever in the central circle. Those 4 add up to 16 plus the central cell. I do not see how to use that. Now, these are in interesting positions in terms of knight's move. That 4 is ruled out of all of those cells. And all of these cells. Or we could say that 6 is ruled out of all of those and those in the middle, obviously. I don't know how to use this at all. It's very hard for me to see any way to break into this. Let me just think for a bit longer. What on earth can we do to get started here? I don't know, these cage totals are so middling. Like the 15s are absolute averages of the digits from 1 to 9. It would require 3 5s or 4 5 6 or something. That, well, it said it can't be 5 or 6 by Sudoku, but it couldn't have been because of the thermo anyway, if they've got to increase from the center. Does the fact that they have to increase from the center mean that all of these are from 1, 2, or 3? Yes, it does. The only way that any of them could begin with a 4, and no higher number than that is possible, is if they went 4, 5, 6. That's not possible here, because that can't be a 5 by knight's move, or here, because of that 4. So these bulbs are all 1, 2, and 3. Do they have to be different? They have to be different from each other, and different from each other. Now, it'd be lovely to prove this has to be a 4 or higher. That would really give us a start here. But I don't think I have proved that. Oh, I see. Whatever this is can't be in any of those 3 cells, including the knight's move constraint. Same is true here. And they have to be different, these 2. So only one of the numbers from 1, 2, 3 can appear in this sum making 15. The same is true, although less powerfully so, in this group here because of these 2 cells. 2 of those must see all of those 3 cells, so only one of the numbers 1, 2, 3 can appear in those. Now that doesn't mean it has to be the same number in the middle. Does it? Okay, here's the other thing about these cells, is every single one of them, using the knight's move constraint, sees all of these cells. So now I'm going to ask the question, could 1, 2, or 3 ever be here? I think the answer is no. But I'm not 100% sure. This could be 1 or 2. If this was one of 1, 2, or 3, say it was 1, then you'd have to have 2 and 3 in both column 5 and row 5 in these cells. Then that's 1, but these other cells around it can't be 2 or 3. So 2 and 3 would have to be... That's quite strange. These positions don't stop the corners being 2 or 3. How about this sum of 15 only having one number from 1, 2, and 3 in it? So it could be... it's not that hard to do. It could be 4, 5... Oh, I'm nearly there now. What's going on with these? Come on, think again. Whatever's in those can't be in any of those. Ah, okay. Can these numbers not contain 1, 2, or 3? That might be the way to ask it. So these would have to be 4, 5, and 6 in some order. These would then have to include 7 and 8 as a minimum, and one of 4, 5, or 6. Which is far too much. That's 19, and we know that they only add up to 17. So there is one of 1, 2, or 3 in here, not 0 of them. There is one of them, and I think it's the same this way round. Oh, maybe it's different for this column. So they have to add up to 17. So they could be 4, 5, 8. Or 4, 6, 7. No, but then these can't be 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's fine still. The same conclusion holds good. So one of 1, 2, or 3 is in those and is in those. Now, and it's in each case it's the other from what appears there for that run. So let's have a look at these. If this was 2 and 3, these would add up to 17, including a 1. So they would be 9, 7, and 1. Oh, I see. Of course, this is what I was working out. And that 1 appearing in one of those 3, because it's not the 2 or 3 that would be in there, then can't be in those. So there is only one of 1, 2, or 3 in the whole cross. And it must be in the center circle. Because otherwise one of them won't get their 1, 2, or 3 on. If it was there, the down set wouldn't get one of the 1, 2, or 3 that it will need to make up 17? Or is that wrong? If we are allowed a 1, 2, or 3 in the across, maybe this can be 4, 5, 8. Oh, no, that's not going to work, because the central digit would have to be 4, 5, or 8. We've only put one of 1, 2, or 3 there, so one of these would break the thermo. Wow, I think there may be a simpler way of establishing that, but that gets us there. This is 1, 2, or 3, and we now have triples here. So these two add up to 12, 13, or 14, as do those two, as do those two. Oh, and here, these two add up to 16, 15, or 14. So they can only use high numbers. That can't be a 6 by the knight's move. That can't be 5 or 7. Ah, so no, that doesn't limit this much. So those two add up to 14, 15, or 16. These two to 12, 13, or 14. So between them, it's a minimum of 26. But I think if this was a 1, we've got a problem. These would add up to 14. These would add up to 16. No, that's not a problem. Ah, this is exactly the point. Sorry, I've now worked out that the other two of 1, 2, and 3 do appear in the corners, so this has to be 1. And that really is constraining now. Now, 14, 15, 29, these two add up to 16, so they're 9 and 7. This can't be a 7, that is a 9. Wow, that breakthrough has taken me a lot longer than I think it should have. Let's get rid of 1 from all the bulbs. Now, here we've got 15 and 15, yes, these add up to 15, including a 1, so I think these two have to be 6 and 8. we've got 2, 3, 4, and 5 to place in box 5, and the red dots are stopping 5 from being in either of those cells. So it's definitely in one of those. Let's have a look in the central column. 91723 used up. Where's 4 going to go? Well, it can't go there because of the knight's move, but it has to be next on a thermo somewhere, so it's got to go down here. This, to finish off the 14 sum, is either 8 or 7. Well, it's got to be 8 then. 3, 5, 6, and that seems to make the right sum without breaking. We've got a 2, 3, 6, 1, 8. Where does 4 go? In which of those cells? Well, we're told, so 4 in there. Now, this makes 15, so we need either 9 or 8 here. Can't be an 8 because there's a 6, 8 pair in the middle. So this gets resolved as well. 3, 5, 7. Again, we haven't broken the knight's move. We've added up to 15. The cages and those thermos are all done. This central thermo is done once we put a 1 in the middle. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, 4 can't be there or there, so it's in one of these cells. 5 can't be there now, so we can place the 5. That's here. That 4 reaches that cell, so that's not a 4. This is a 4. So these two are 2 and 3. Clearly, the 6 could go with either, but the 8 must go with the 2, and the 6 must go with the 3 on the red dots. Right, now we've got a real start with just these two tiny, I normally call them useless thermos, and they normally turn out to be absolutely crucial, so let's hope that happens again fairly soon. 9, 4, 2, 5. So let's just have a look at where things go. 6 is ruled out of those cells. Is it worth pencil marking everything? I'm going to try it and see what happens. 2, 4, 9, 6, 5, 7, 1. Oh, look, that reveals, I could put 3 in those cells, but it basically reveals 8's the only number I haven't pencil marked. And this is the only place, this cell has therefore become a naked single. It can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. That's lovely. So that's an 8. Let's just have a look at this symmetrical. Oh, I've put that in the wrong place. Having to slip 8 there. Let's have a look at this symmetrical place. It can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Oh. So that's 6 or 8. Okay, that didn't work as well. Is there some other cell going on where we're getting this kind of thing? One of these, I don't know. I don't know what to look for. This one looks interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 6 or 9 there. Let's have a look at this one then. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 7, 8 or 9. They haven't been quite so profitable for me. 3 or 7 there. I just get the feeling this could be a long time before I disambiguate these, but okay, let's try the whole trick again because it did actually work on this box. So 5 in one of those, 2, 4, 8, 5, 7 in one of those, 9 can see those two, so any of these, no, not that one, could be a 9 because of the thermo there. 2, 4, 8, 5, 7, 9, 6, no. 6 is not so helpful. 1 could be in those. 3 only sees that cell. But 6 could be anywhere. Even that pair doesn't tell me anything. So that has not been as useful. That's why this can only be 6 and 9. I'm going to try it up here because it's the sort of thing I do. Right, 1 is confined to those. 2. There is a 2 in that pair, so that can't be 2. Or 3. Well, obviously it can't be 3. For some reason I've said this couldn't be 2. Yes, there. So 2 is again confined to those same, as is, well, 4 can only be in those. 1, 2, 4, 6, 5, 3, 7, 8, and 9. 7 can't be in those two by knight's move. 8. Nah. 8 can be anywhere, irritatingly. And 9 also the same, and that was not so helpful. So that is 7, 8, or 9 along with that. And out here, hasn't helped since that square, which I wasn't really expecting. Right, 4 has to be in one of those two. That's quite limited. That's not necessarily a 6-8 pair, so it doesn't really help. 9, 8. Again, 1, which is in the center circle, has to be out there somewhere. 2 again is in those, so it can't be there and it can't be there. Oh, this is, maybe I've just missed this 2 and 3 thing. Yes, 3 can't be there. Ah, so this is a 6-9 pair. What did I miss here? Yes, again, 3 from one of those two positions can't be there, so that's a 7. Slow on the uptake today. They can't be 4 because of the position of that one. So 4 is up in one of these cells. And is in one of those. That's a classic knight's move pattern. You can't really shift it once it's in those. Ah, no, that's incredibly useful because 4 is confined to those two places. So down in box 9, can't be here. Oh, well, sorry, this 4 says it can't be in those positions. This 4 says it can't be in those. So 4 has only one place there. That is pretty. Again, we've got that 2x2 shape. Don't know how to use it though. 4. This can't be 3. 6, 9. These can't be 4. Yes, we've done that. Oh, I don't know. It's tricky to keep going here. Those can't be 3. Oh, 7 is confined to those two cells by these two 7s. Therefore, those two can't be 7 by knight's move. Anytime you get that pattern in another box can't be, because that sees both of those two, that sees both of those two. But we've still got 3 cells where 7 can be. They do all see that cell and that cell, but that doesn't help us on this occasion. What can this be? Can't be 4, 3, 5, 7, 2 or 1 or 8. So it is 6 or 9, like this pair. So either this is a 3, this says that can't be a 3, so either that's a 3 or one of those two. If it was one of those two, we'd have to have a 3 here. So one of those two is a 3, maybe both. That's jumping ahead a bit, I don't know. These can't be 9. Is there some reason? I'd love to know which of these is the 8-2 pair and which is the 6-3. Oh, maybe it's relevant that one of them is 6-3. Does that stop one of these columns working? No, maybe not. 1, 3, 5 or 6 there. But that doesn't mean anything on this thermo particularly. Oh, this is so frustrating. What can I not see here? 9 there. So 9 is not. Oh, we know 9's one of these two. 1, 4, 3 and 8 to go. They are from 1, 3 and 8. They are from 1, 3 and 9 because of 6, 8, 7, 2, 5 here and that 4. So we've got a 1, 3, 8, 9 quadruple. These are from 2, 6 and 7. This one can't be 7 by the knight's move, so it's 2 or 6. But look at the positions for 6 here. They all see that cell. Wow. Handy pencil marking. That becomes a 2. We have a 6, 7 pair below it. Does that 2 help us at all? I bet it doesn't. 2 goes into one of those. Ooh, and one of these. Can't quite rule it out of there. 6 and 7 both see that cell and that cell. So they can't take 6 or 7. This one has become 1 or 3. It could still be a 3 with a 3 there. Sees both of those, but not those two. 6 and 7. I mean, often these knight's move puzzles turn into this exercise of what do 2 possible places see together, or even more. And that was very useful. Oh, so 6 has now been confined to one of those 2. And it's in... No, it might be in one of those 2. That's not certain at all. This 6, 8, 2, 3 pair. If that was 6, 3, this would be 9. Then you'd need to have 8 and 2 up here. 6, 3, 9, 4, 8, 2, 5 would have to be down here. Doesn't really get anything done. This is so helpful. Is there going to be anything like that up here somewhere? 5. Look at 5. Yes. 5 is ruled out of all of those positions by these 2 on the knight's move. So 5 goes in there. There is something exactly like it, only totally the opposite of how that 4 got into the corner. Started losing its religion down there. 5 goes into one of those 2 cells. 5 is now in one of these 2. They don't both see anything here. 5 is now in a sort of pair there. Let's just highlight all the 5s. And in a little pair down there. Therefore, yeah, one of those 2. Oh, and 5 in this box, another little pair there. Frustrating. Okay, I can't resolve those. That's the next thing. But that 1, 3, 8, 9. Okay, what about up here? 4, 3, 7. Can't be 5 or 6 given where they are, or 7. I knew that, sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 8 or 9. Now what about these 2? Again, 3, 4, 6 and 5 and 7. We get a 1, 2, 8, 9 quadruple. 4 and 5 there. We've got 6, 7 and 3 to place. So let me just pencil mark those in. So 7 in one of those 2. 6 in one of those 2, 3 somewhere. Now, is there another grouping? 7, no, that's not helpful. 3, 6 or 7. I haven't really pencil marked this one fully. Done everything else. 8 must be in one of those. 3, 5, 7. I've done 1, 2, 4 and 8. So 6 and 9. 9 has to be up here somewhere. And 6. Struggling to see why 6 couldn't be in any one of them, which is really annoying because that's the one I want. 6 is confined to there. So now 6 can't be in one of those 2. So these are all possible 6s. They all see, no, not that cell. They all see that cell, which isn't very helpful. So that wasn't as good as this 2 fact here. What about this quadruple? Is that any good? No, I don't think so. This can be 3, 4 or 9. It can't be a 1 given where it is on the thermo. That can be 1, 4 or 9. 6, 3, 4. This is not forming a quadruple. One, 2, 4, 3, 7. 8 can't be there, so it must be in one of those 3 places. Ah, struggling around here. 8 there means 8 can't be in either of those cells. And 8's in one of those, so it can't be there either. It's another weird little relationship of those 3 cells with that one. Oh, and 8 there means 8 can't be in any of those. So 8 is now confined to those 2. They both see this cell, which we can remove it from. Now 8 in the central, or in box 6, is one of those 2. And one of those 2. So it must be in column 2 up here. Good grief, so that's 8. Everything else reduces to a triple, the 1, 2, 9. They all see that cell, which can't be a 9. That's what I should have been spotting before. Oh no, I can only do that now. That's fine. I've spotted it immediately. They all see that cell now. So that's not a 9, that's a 6. That makes this an 8. What a brilliantly clever puzzle. That hasn't sorted out my pairs here, but it surely gives me something to work with. 8 is now here, yeah, not there. It's also not in those 2 cells, which are a 7, 9 pair. So these can't include 9 anymore. That one can't be a 7. They're a 1, 2, 4, 8 triple. That can't be 8 by the knight's move. 6, 7, 9, 4, 8. So that's not 9. We've got 1, 2, and 5 still to play. So that can't be 2. So it's 1 or 5. That could be any of them. So we've got a 5 to fit in down here. Still don't know which. Every move seems to really jump things forward, and yet then it just stalls again. So that they're not 8. 8 is now in those cells. They all see that one. Ah, this 8 sees that one. That one sees those 3. This one again sees those 2. So 8 is confined into those 2 cells, and that means we know where it is in box 7. Now, does this 1, 3, 9 triple all go anywhere? No, that would see that cell. But 8, 5, 2, 6, 9, 7. We've got 1, 3, and 4 to place. That can't be a 3. The symmetry on this thing is extraordinary. It just keeps on keeping on. Four is definitely there somewhere. 2 and 8, 4, 5, 1, 6. So 7 has to be in one of those. What have I pencil marked? No, I've put in 9 as the only possibility there. So 9, 9 is there and there. So 9 must be in one of those 2 cells. So I've pencil marked, corner pencil marked 2, 8, 5, 4, 9. I've got 6. So 7, 1, and 3. One of those is a 7, and that's a 7. Yeah, so 7 can go in any of them, any of the corner 2 by 2. 1 and 3 though, 3 there is ruling out all of those. 3 and 1 are just not confined much here. Is there something I'm missing down here? This is 1, 2, No, that's not very helpful. That can't be 8 anymore. Oh, it can't be 6 either, right? So 1, 2 or 4, 1, 2 or 9. Now, if 2 was there, we'd get 3, 6. Hang on, is that right? If 2 was there, we'd go 3, 6, 8, 2. Yeah, that's right. There's no harm in that. 8. Then 9 is definitely here. If 9 was there, 9 would be there and there. It's in one of these two. Then it would be here and here. Ah, that would be impossible. If 9 was here, look where 9 ends up everywhere else. Yeah, in there, it's got to be in that cell. And suddenly both of these in box 2 are hit by knight's moves and couldn't be 9. So that is not the 9. This is a 9. Does that even help? That puts 9 in one of these two places. That's not a 9. This is 1 or 2. Now all of 1, 2 and 4 see this cell, which can't be 1, 2, 4, 7, 8 or 5. Which leaves 3, 6 and 9. Whatever it is though, has to be in one of those two. Just by Sudoku and knight's move here. I don't know, that was nearly onto something. Maybe that's not the best pattern I've got left. 9 in one of these. 7, 8, 4, 6. Crikey, this just is not giving up on me. But I'm not giving up on it either. I might now be starting to miss something obvious. Let's try this again with 9s, because it was quite profitable last time. Although, yeah, that was because this one got ruled out when I posited a 9 here. So if we imagine a 9 there, then we get 9 in one of these two. We get 9 in that one if we imagine a 9 here, because it can't go in there by the knight's move. So then we get 9 here, and we've got nowhere for 9 in box 7. Right. Yeah, putting a 9 there would force a 9 into this cell, which would actually be, in fact, what I should have seen is that now 9's confined to those two cells. I can rule it out of those two. Yeah, so that would put 9 there, would put 9 there, and there's neither of those are possible. So that's not a 9. We get 9 here. That forces this to be a 9. This one looks like it might be pencil marked down to a 7 now. Let's just think about that. That might be because I haven't done all the pencil marks. Yes, I think it is. That's not so helpful. Okay, let's highlight the 9s. Right, still haven't ruled out by knight's move one of those. So down there, one of those two, one of those two, and one of those two. Oh look, whichever, yeah, that's a very interesting X-wing on 9s down here, because we get to work out what they are, because if that is a 9, this cell can't be, and it's that in the X-wing, whereas this is a 9, same thing, that cell can't be, and we're left with the same X-wing. So they're the 9s. Rather surprisingly, that's going to take the pencil mark out. This is now down to 3 or 6. And still, I can't do that X-wing of 9s, I don't think. Even though I've done every other 9 in the grid now. Okay, but that's the price to pay. Now we've got a 1-3 pair there. Let's see those cells. So we've definitely got a 4 in there. 9, 6, 4, 8. This can't be 8. Let's have another look at this cell. 2, 4, 8, 9, 5, it can see, and 6 by ordinary Sudoku. So perhaps it could still be 1, 3, or 7. Now, whatever it is will have to be in one of those 2 cells and one of those 2 cells as well. So it could certainly be a 7. But I think by the same token it could also be a 1 or a 3. These, I don't know, maybe I should be doing more thinking about these cells, but making such bits of progress elsewhere that it almost feels worth carrying on with that. So we've got 8 confined there. Let's highlight the 8s. Oh, that can't be 8 by knight's move from there. So 8 is definitely in one of those 2, so it's not here. Wow. Okay, I'm not getting good at spotting this stuff now. 8 there, one of those 2 and one of those 2. I don't think any of the other 8s we've got are dealing with those by knight's move. No. Oh, this can't be 8 by thermo. These useless thermos, they do come in the end because that can't be 9. Right, so 8 is there. Now we know 8 and 6 in the middle box. Now we can put in this as a 2, that as a 3, this is a 1. Surely this is going to help a bit more. We get 3 and 5 here. So 6 and 1 can be placed down here. Why can't that be a 6? Because of this 6-7 pair. Yep, that's fine. 6-1 ping pongs back to the 7 and 6. 7 in one of those, but that 7 rules one of them out. So 7 is there, and that fixes the 7-9 combo. That fixes the 9-6 pair. Let's just highlight 6s. We've only got 1 to place. That one has ruled it out of there. Sorry, 1 to place in box 3 and 1 in box 9, which is now there. That also can't be 7 now, so that's a 3. That's a 7. 2-4 pair here, and we've got a 2 to disambiguate them. This is a 4 to finish its box. 1, 2, and 3 still to place in the column. 5 in one of these along, 3 there gives us the 3 here, so this is now a 1-5 pair. That is 1 or 5 as well for the row. Now what about this thermo? 3, yes, this can only be 1, 2 or 5 now. So this can't be 5. So those little thermos, they are very nice. They have come in at the end, rather as I feared they might, but they've been incredibly helpful. In fact, this 4 here is now making this a definite 1, which gives us 2 and 4, 7 to finish the row. This is now a 5. That's a 2. Pencil marks are nonsense there. That's a 3, 2, 1, 3, and 2 cells to go. What a clever puzzle. That is yet again a work of genius. Well done, Samantha. Love it. Great stuff. Really enjoyed that. Glad to have done one of your puzzles. Sorry it took so long. There will be plenty of people saying they got that done quicker, and well done to them. In a way, in a competition, you know I would have bifurcated on these red dots early on. But this is not a competition. This is a logical solve, a live solve, and we don't mind when it sometimes takes a while. Thank you very much for watching. Do have a look at that extra content on the channel or on Patreon, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.